Welcome to Sodanonymous. I'm your host, Sodanonymous. Today's episode, I'm talking about Coca-Cola Life. Alright, well, first things first, I got some fun facts here. Let's go over that real quick. Coca-Cola Life was formulated for the Argentinian and Chilean markets in 2013 as a lower-calorie version of Coca-Cola. The product itself is similar to the discontinued variety Coca-Cola C2, which existed from 2004 to 2007. C2 was a Coca-Cola product that contained a cocktail of sugar and sugar-free sweeteners intended to produce a half-calorie cola with a full-calorie taste. C2 had a mixture of aspartame, sucralose, ACE-K, and high-fructose corn syrup. Instead of containing the sweeteners found in Diet Coke and Diet Coke with Splenda and the aforementioned Coca-Cola C2, Coca-Cola Life replaces all the artificial sweeteners with stevia. Stevia is a plant-derived sweetener with a generally positive reputation in the health foods community. The remainder of the sweetness is handled by cane sugar. A 100% stevia variety is currently being tested in New Zealand as Coca-Cola Stevia No Sugar. That version has no calories at all. This variety has already replaced Coca-Cola Life over there, so odds are this halfway variety won't be around for much longer. That's just my guess anyway. All right, well, with this out of the way, let's get on with the review. All right, well, first off, I'd like to sort of discuss the philosophy behind this drink and why it doesn't quite make sense to me. The idea is this is a reduced calorie cola, so it's not a 0-calorie cola, it's reduced. It's 35% less calories than regular Coke. And why that doesn't make sense to me is I tend to see with soda drinkers, specifically divided along the diet and the regular camps, you have two kinds of consumers. You have the diet people who really want that 0-calorie count. They will forego necessarily the best taste. They will buy an inferior version of your product as long as that product contains no calories. They worry about calories more than they worry about taste. For regular fans, they want the taste. They want the full flavor of whatever it is you're giving them. And, calories comes second, however they manage that themselves. This is this weird middle ground where I don't think it's going to please anybody. I don't know who this is for. Maybe, first of all, this is going to be a blind tasting. I've never had this before. I don't know what Coca-Cola Life tastes like. So if it tastes remarkably close to the original Coca-Cola, even closer than Coke Zero Sugar, then there's a little bit more credence to its existence. Maybe the regular soda drinkers will be more willing to sort of move towards the diet spectrum if this tastes really, really close. But other than that, I don't know who this is for. It's interesting that they are sweetening this with cane sugar and stevia at the same time. And why that's interesting to me is this is the first regular Coca-Cola that's sweetened with cane sugar from the United States that's not a flavored variant. So they have the Origins line, which has Georgia peach and California raspberry, that has the real sugar. But in terms of a normal flavor of Coca-Cola, all the real sugar stuff that you can buy in America is made in Mexico. So it's interesting to me that the first time that they're going to try to give us a regular flavor of a product that people have been clamoring for, a regular sugar Coke from America, is going to be in this weird half-calorie thing. On the other side of the coin, it's the first Coca-Cola product with stevia, and you're pairing it with cane sugar. People would buy stevia up if it was just stevia. If it was purely stevia, it was a 0-calorie drink, because the health-conscious market has been singing the praises of stevia for years now. It's the new artificial sweetener of the health-conscious community. It's plant-derived. It doesn't really have those, those chemical connotations, the sort of bad publicity of studies against it, that it causes cancer and stuff, people have a very good opinion of stevia. So I'm not sure why this should be two different products. There should be a cane sugar Coca-Cola, similar to how Pepsi does Pepsi with real sugar, alongside their regular high fructose line. And there should be just stevia Coke. There should be a Coca-Cola with stevia or something to that effect. Instead, both of those logical products get smushed together into this, I don't know who this is for. That rant aside, I do think it's really interesting that they chose to go with green. Green is the color that is regularly associated with stevia. If you go into like a coffee shop or something, they'll have the pinks, which are sweet and low, the blues that are equal, the yellows that are Splenda, and then now they have the greens, which will be stevia. So I guess that makes sense. The original version of this can was a really bold idea. I'll put a picture of it up. But basically, they made the whole thing green, which, you know, to me, it's like, it looks like there's something wrong with it. Coca-Cola is supposed to be red, or, you know, there are less bold color choices like a black. But seeing a green Coke is just funny to me. I think they should have kept it that way, because I think people would have bought it for the novelty of the green can alone. It's like making a Coca-Cola in blue. Like, it just looks bizarre. But it's the standard universal can design that they're doing, so it's got a big splotch of red in front of it now, so it looks a little bit less maybe intimidating to some people, but I'd say less interesting. But anyway, that's enough of the ancillary stuff surrounding it. Let's get on with the review. All right, let's pop this open and give it a sniff test. It could just be me, how I'm pouring it, but this seems to be significantly well carbonated. I don't know if that's specific to the formulation itself or what, but okay. It smells a lot like Coke. I would say it almost completely matches Coke. It's got the dark, syrupy smell. It's got the hint of lemon. It's got the sweetness that's there. If I'm going to articulate any difference at all, it's like there might be slightly more of a lemony scent, but this is almost an identical scent to Coca-Cola, more so than Coke Zero Sugar. This smells like Coca-Cola. Well, that's promising. Let's give it a try here. So first time drinking it, Coca-Cola Life, going down. It's good. It's good. I like it. I'm trying to take it in here. Off the top of my head, it tastes a lot like Coke. The bite is substantially less. It's replaced instead by a sort of bright taste, more towards Pepsi. So the initial hit is like a Coke but with less bite. So it's got all the spices, it's got the dark syrupy flavor, but the actual physical bite on your tongue is not as much there. But then after you drink it, it sort of fades into a sweet taste. I wouldn't say it quite reaches the sickly sweet taste that I would associate with Diet Coke with Splenda, and Coke Zero Sugar. Instead, it's more of like almost like a honey taste, not quite as complex as honey, but it sort of rides along the same sweetness line where it's just like kind of fades nicely. It's pretty good. It's a good soda. If you told me that this was a competing cola and that it was sweetened 100% with cane sugar and it wasn't a Diet Cola at all, I'd believe you. If you told me it was a Coca-Cola, then I wouldn't believe you because it doesn't quite have the same bite. So I know that it doesn't taste the same as regular, but it tastes good. Now, this doesn't quite count to me anyway as a diet soda, just because it's only 35% less calories. So, those calories have got to make itself count. But, if you're trying to lose weight, trying to lower your calories, and you're a regular soda drinker, I would give Coca-Cola Life a shot, just to see if this would be a reasonable alternative to you. Now, it's not going to be a reasonable alternative to everybody, just because it's a little bit more like Pepsi. But, Pepsi, even though I'm not as much of a fan as I am with Coke, it's a real deal soda. It doesn't have to be, sweetened with artificial sweeteners and whatnot. So, this is very flavorful. It's very good. I've got some sodas to compare it to. I've got your standard Coke Zero Sugar, and I've got your standard Coca-Cola. So, right off the bat, I think it's going to taste more like Coca-Cola. But I wasn't quite sure, so I brought them all out. But let's pop this open and do a little back-to-back to see how it fares against its brothers here. All right, can you drink some water here? All right, first off, I'm going to compare it to Coke, just because I think these are going to be more similar. First, regular Coke. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can notice the difference a little bit more with the back-to-back, but this is still pretty good. Here's what I would say. First of all, this is not really a replacement for Coca-Cola. It tastes, like I said before, like a competing cola brand. It doesn't taste like it's trying to necessarily mimic the Coca-Cola taste, though it comes close. It almost tastes like it's specifically formulated to be enjoyable in a slightly different way, slightly more like Pepsi. When I drink regular Coke, I'm immediately hit with that bite that I love so much, and then the sweetness is like a darker, like syrupy taste. This is the high fructose corn syrup version of Coke, like a syrupy taste. This is a little bit more like Mexican Coke, which makes sense because it's got cane sugar, where it's more of a bright, sugary taste. And then I think where the stevia comes in is it lingers, but not necessarily in a bad way, at least not to my palate. I think it lingers in sort of a pleasant, like I said, sort of like honey. It's a sweet that's not too sweet, that just sort of stays in your mouth for a little bit and then fades. It's very good. Let's compare it to zero sugar here. Okay, so here's how I'm going to say this. In terms of a replacement for Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar tastes more like your standard Coca-Cola. It feels like it's trying to be its big brother. Coca-Cola Life, it tastes like it's trying to be something else. I think it's a better soda than Coke Zero Sugar. I think it's more enjoyable. I think if it was sold as a different product, not in the Coca-Cola line, people would actually buy this and enjoy this more than Coke Zero Sugar. But because it's sort of a Coke alternative, it's not doing its job like Coke Zero Sugar is. So, do with that what you will. If you are a regular Coke drinker looking to cut down, maybe give Coke Life a try. But if you're looking for a replacement for Coke, you might find better chances with Coke Zero Sugar. Anyway, I'm gonna rate this here. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. It's a high 8, potentially 8.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. It's enjoyable. Like I said, I don't understand the philosophy behind it. I don't really know who it's for. If I'm trying to cut back, for whatever reason, I'm going to reach for a 0-calorie soda. If I'm looking for taste, I'm going for Coke. If I want Coke, but with a little bit more sweetness in it, I'm going to go for Mexican Coke. If I'm looking for a cola with a lot more sweetness in it, I might try a Pepsi or an RC. So it's bizarre to me that this got made. Coke, like I said before, what I think you should do, and who am I? I'm just a guy. But here's what I think you should do. I think you should have this Coke split between two distinct lines. One's going to be one made with real sugar, just like Pepsi's doing and have seemingly had great success with since it's on every shelf, and one that's just stevia. And you will see the health nuts flock to the stevia version as a 0-calorie drink. If you can make it taste good, that would be sort of a revelation. I know you don't want to compete with yourself here, but I think that would be the smart move in the long run, especially. But anyway, that's all I've really got to say about Coca-Cola Life. It's a high 8, potentially 8.5 out of 10. Have you guys ever had Coca-Cola Life? Do any of you drink Coca-Cola Life regularly? And if you do, can you explain your logic? Do you just really like kind of the weird in-between taste? Do you have a little bit of both camps pulling at you and you got to figure out a compromise? Can you explain the logic of purchasing Coca-Cola Life as your primary Coke product? I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. If you want to see more videos like this one, feel free to subscribe and like and comment and share and do whatever you have to do, to spread around. And that about wraps it up. So I hope to see you next time, and have a good day.